This book addresses regular crucial conversations of day-to-day life, such as at work, when it comes to romantic relationships, and the results of these conversations can significantly impact one's quality of life. The authors have studied organizational success for 25 years and can predict divorce with a 90% accuracy rate. There are 3 communication styles within a relationship. Number 1, open discussion. Number 2, fuming. And 3, threats and name-calling. In fruitful conversations, individuals openly express their thoughts, emotions, and viewpoints, creating a free-flowing exchange of ideas. Effective communicators make others feel comfortable sharing their feelings, fostering a climate of openness. However, when people struggle to convey the significance of their thoughts, problems can arise. This can lead to various avoidance tactics, from withdrawal and silence to sarcasm and verbal aggression. People may resort to their least productive behaviors in situations of strong emotions and high stakes. Don't debate, go silent, or manipulate the conversation. Skilled people start with heart. It means they know what they want and make good choices. They know that dialogue is always on the table. When you speak with someone you disagree with, think about what you want out of this conversation. When your motive suddenly changes due to strong emotions, that's when the adrenaline starts flowing. When the conversation you're in is no longer a dialogue because it feels aggressive, ask yourself what you want and what your conversation partner wants, and think about how to reach that goal. Sometimes people say there are 2 options when the dialogue ends, and both are unhealthy. The 2 options are kind and silent, or critical and outspoken. There is a third option. Use "and" questions to resolve these 2 sucky choices. How can you be kind and truthful? There are 3 conversation killers to look for the moment a conversation gets tense. Number 1, the exact time a conversation becomes crucial. And number 2, silence and violence, which are signs that participants don't feel safe. Number 3, your communication style. Some people feel clenched up in their bodies when a conversation turns serious, or they start to feel scared, fearful, or hurt. It's best to start with heart. The brain disengages when a conversation gets crucial, and returning to dialogue is best. When a person goes silent, that means the person is withholding information, and that restricts meaning from the pool of information. This is done by the person to avoid issues. When a person gets violent, he or she forces meaning into a pool of conversation through controlling, labeling, or attacking another person. People don't get defensive if they know you care about them, even if you have constructive criticism. Debates happen when the purpose of a conversation is at risk. Accusations, playing to win, defensiveness, hidden agendas, and circling to the same topic are signs that there isn't a mutual purpose. Rebuilding safety and trust in a conversation. The don't do method is a method that starts with the last thing I wanted to do, blank, and then mention what you wanted to do. So for example, the last thing I wanted to do was hurt your feelings, or the last thing I wanted to do was mess up this project. This don't do method is a contrast method, which contrasts 2 different things. Top-notch people in dialogue use a method called crib instead of compromise, which focuses on commitment to a mutual purpose, which means agreeing to agree and having the conversation until a solution is found. Recognizing what each person wants, brainstorming new strategies, and inventing a common purpose also help rebuild a dialogue. Taking charge of and influencing your emotions will help you do well in crucial conversations. Some people tell themselves stories without even realizing it. Those who are good with dialogue know that the stories we tell ourselves impact how we act. Your stories won't control you if you manage them. People tell clever stories to justify their bad behavior. These are the stories they tell. Number 1, victim stories, where they portray themselves as a victim. Hence, they ignore their part in causing the problem. Number 2, villain stories. stories that blame decent people and label them evil. This story type exaggerates the badness of the person you're blaming. Number 3, helpless stories. They make you look powerless because you feel there's nothing you can do. These 3 stories help people get off the hook and excuses them from being responsible because it makes another wrong and even demonized, and makes the blamer look like a victim or a perfect person. The victim is usually partially accountable and isn't helpless either. To counter this, transform helplessness into action and do what you must to get the desired results. It's better to openly discuss a problem rather than hide from it or lash out. Honesty can feel offensive to others, so conversation has to be set up with a feeling of safety. 3 ingredients are needed for safety: confidence, skill, and humility. People who are confident know that they can be open without offending people and realize that what they have to say shouldn't be hard for the person who needs to hear it. Humility means one can share an opinion and know that one does not monopolize the truth and that other people's perspectives are valid. There's a way to conduct dialogue with a method called STATE, which stands for share your facts, tell your story, ask for others' perspective, talk tentatively, and encourage testing. People get silent or violent, which comes from the story that they are right and everyone else is wrong, and when one fights for one's truth, this damages relationships. One must stop attacking and consider what one wants for oneself and the relationship. When people either clam up or blow up, they must return to dialogue for a collective pool of meaning. Restore safety to a conversation whenever you feel people are clamming up or outraged. Allow people to share their facts, scary feelings, and even rough stories. Our job is to invite people to share their stories, and it's best to get to the origins of their distress, or else it will take a toll on your friendship. One must be sincere, even if there is fear and hostility. If you agree with someone, tell them that. People learn to pinpoint other people's mistakes. One should start with what one agrees with. Crucial conversations have the most risk at the start and end of a conversation. People must be sure how decisions will be made, or if no decision will be made. The 4 ways to make decisions. Number 1, command. Tell someone else to do the work and doesn't include one's involvement. Number 2, consult. A way to get ideas and support without weighing down the decision-making process. Number 3, vote. It's best to use voting when efficiency is essential. Number 4, consensus. Everyone must be honest and agree on a decision, which is time-consuming. Things shouldn't be forced, and not everything can be solved unanimously. People sometimes don't want to talk because they think it will lead to no good. Work on yourself first. Create a mutual purpose to build safety in a conversation. Establish new expectations if you want someone to be more excellent. Some conversations go badly because one had the wrong conversation to begin with. Crucial conversations aren't apparent, and people are unexpectedly tossed into a vital conversation. There are no notices or reminders of this conversation and when it's about to happen. Thanks for watching, and good luck on your next significant conversation.